Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today I will be sharing 4 of my favorite soup recipes with you. One of them being a hearty beef vegetable soup, a cabbage soup, and a homemade chicken noodle soup, as well as a sausage potato soup. I hope you will enjoy the video. We are going to go ahead here and start off with the hearty beef vegetable soup. And now for all the 4 different recipes I will be sharing today, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of talk you through it. If I have time, I will type it up in the description box below. But this is just so much easier for me. So first you'll go ahead and chop up about a medium onion and about 4 garlic cloves and approximately about a cup of celery and a couple of carrots. Now you can also do more carrots than just 2 if you want your soup to be more thicker, I guess. And then I did several potatoes, I think I had about 6 potatoes here, and then you just go ahead and rinse them to get all the starch off. Here I am ready to start. In my Dutch oven pan I have olive oil, and I'm just going to go ahead and brown my beef. Now I have stewing beef here, but you can also buy a roast and just cut it up. I bought a couple of packages of stewing beef, but I don't know exactly how many pounds this would be. If you want your soup to be more meaty, do more meat and less vegetables. If you prefer less meat, do less meat and more vegetables. Again, it is, you can just kind of make it your own however you want. I'm just sharing the base of it, what I do. And then in that same pot, you will go ahead and saute your onions and the garlic just until it's translucent. And then you will go ahead and add the rest of the vegetables and just cook them for a few minutes. All that yummy stuff at the bottom of the pot is starting to come loose from frying the beef. It's smelling so good in here. Then you want to add a small can of tomato paste. It will give it extra flavor, plus it does act like a thickener. And then you will just go ahead and mix that all together. This recipe, by the way, is inspired by Rachel Can Cook on YouTube. I absolutely love all her recipes, and we've been making this one now for quite a while. And then I did 3 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. Now I didn't follow the recipe exact to how Rachel did it on her video. I kind of tweaked it to be my own. And then you will add 1 bay leaf as well as the juice of half a lemon. And then you will add beef broth, and I did, this container I think was 900 ml. I did a full one like that, plus 2 cups of water. As I am editing and doing a voiceover, I saw there was a lemon seed that had fallen in there that I did not take out. Did not see it until now, so somebody must have eaten that lemon seed. It won't harm anybody. And then I did a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt. Of course, do this to taste, however much you prefer in there. Then you will add 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon. I should maybe have mentioned this at the beginning. All 4 of my soup recipes that I'm sharing with you today were all recorded on different days, on different times. I'm just putting them all together here on a short version video. And then you will go ahead and add all the beef back in with the juices and all. And then you will bring it to a boil and then turn back down, maybe to low to medium, and you let it simmer for about an hour. Now that it has simmered for about an hour, we will go ahead and add the potatoes as well as 2 cups frozen veggies. If you don't like those, Maybe just add corn or just green beans or just peas. Add whatever vegetables you like. And if you want to have the soup thinner, add less vegetables. If you want it thicker, add more vegetables. Sometimes I have gotten it too thick and then we have it over white rice. It's also really delicious like that. Or when it is just perfect the way it was today, alongside with some homemade fresh bread, it is so delicious. I think this might be my number one soup from the four I'm sharing today, but I love the other three as well. For the cabbage soup, I like to use a 2-inch thick cut with bone and beef shank. That's my favorite meat to use for this soup, and I like to use the slow cooker. Fill it with 3/4 ways of water and about a palm full of salt, maybe 3 tablespoons. And then you will want to cook it on high for at least 3 or 4 hours, I would say, before you put your vegetables in there. It just really helps give it the flavor with the bone and everything in it. I always get our butcher to cut me those. I don't know where you would buy them, just in any store, but we have a local butcher shop that they always cut those for me when I go in and ask. And then I cut up about a medium-sized cabbage as well as about a medium-sized to a large onion. I didn't use all the cabbage in the soup because I didn't want it as thick. And then 2 carrots as well. But if you, here again, if you want your soup thicker, add more vegetables. And if you want it thinner, don't add as much. And then you'll slice up one zucchini. But this you don't want to add right away because zucchini gets done really fast. You'll want to add that in at the end. And I had a really large bunch of dill here. So I just kind of divided it in half and chopped everything up. Here I've got everything ready and the beef has been cooking now for several hours. So I'm adding all the vegetables plus 2 bay leaves, some pepper, and then there you can taste it again if it needs more salt. I added most of the dill plus 1 can of corn, about a cup of salsa, my homemade salsa. And then you'll just stir this all up once it's cooked for about another 2 hours that the cabbage is more done. I just added the rest of the dill, and then here again as well I'm adding tomato bouillon and also the zucchini, of course. And then you'll let that cook again for a while, maybe half hour to an hour, and here it is all done and it was absolutely delicious. It is also one of my favorite soups. For the chicken noodle soup, you want a full chicken or a good amount of chicken. The more chicken you have, the better the soup will taste. After it has cooked for several hours and it is almost done, you'll want to add a small onion, 2 bay leaves, some star anise, and some pepper kernels, as well as a good big handful of parsley. And then you'll let this cook again for maybe an hour. And then when the chicken is all nice and tender, your broth is all ready to go. Homemade chicken noodle soup is so easy. Of course, I also added salt right in the beginning when I had the chicken going. Here it is all done. The chicken is nicely cooked. The broth is ready to go. And then I just keep it on warm while I cook my noodles. And you can, of course, make your own homemade noodles, but I just buy these ready-made noodles that I can buy from my local stores. It is locally made in my area where I live. I have made my own homemade noodles in the past, but it is so much work. Let's just face it, these ready-made noodles I think are just as good. And then you just want to give them a really good rinse and then strain the broth over on top of the noodles. Maybe add some chicken bouillon in there as well. And it is ready to go. Very easy soup to make and yet so delicious. And it's so good with a side piece of chicken that was cooked in the broth. For the sausage and potato soup, the zama borscht, you will need smoked farmer sausage, a chopped up onion. I'm doing it in my Dutch oven pot here. I often use my slow cooker. Fill it just over half with water. Let that cook while you chop up your potatoes and your carrots, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then you add your vegetables. And then you will add the chopped up dill, a bay leaf or two, salt and pepper to taste. And I do sometimes add green beans to this as well, but of course that's optional. Very easy and simple to make. Add a little bit of heavy cream, and that is it. And it's also one of my favorites. Hey, if you're still with me, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. It is time to work in the gratitude journal for week 4. Can't believe we're on week 4 already. I'm just gathering some images here that I want to add. I'm looking for anything kitchen or soup related. I found a couple of images that I think will work. I found this lady in Daphne's Diary magazine. That bowl she was holding there, it had cherries in it, but I cut them out and I'm going to pretend she's holding soup instead. And then I also found this lady in one of my Ideals magazines. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a voiceover as I'm working on week 4 here. I don't know, maybe you would prefer just listening to the paper sound, or maybe you like it when I talk. I don't know. Some of you say you do, and some of you say you like the paper sound. So maybe it will be a mixture. I don't know. It was a very busy week for us. As you can see, I did the soup recipes. They were, of course, not all made on the same day or the same week, but throughout different weeks, I had made those soups. But I had also gone along with my husband on a short trip. What else happened in this week? We also had 3 of our grandsons, all brothers. Their birthdays are all within a couple of months of each other. So our daughter and son-in-law had a birthday party for them here at our house. So yeah, there's been lots going on in the last week. I'm kind of hoping next week will settle down a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. But it's been a fun week though. It's been good. And yeah, these 3 brothers, they are expecting another sibling very soon. So we're all kind of guessing if they're going to have another boy or if they're going to have a girl. So we're all kind of waiting on that time. And Lord willing, she will have a very safe delivery and a healthy baby. And hoping and praying that everything will turn out good. Grandchildren are just such a blessing, aren't they? Each week I'm always so thankful for all the little things and all the blessings in our life. But I know the purpose of me doing this gratitude journal and the home video is, being grateful for something specific during that week. And I guess I would have to say, well, I'm grateful, of course, for our grandchildren and, celebrating their birthdays with them. I'm very blessed that we are able to do that. But I'm also very thankful for soup. I know that sounds kind of simple, but, it's the simple things that we need to be grateful for as well. Am I right? And for me, soup is an ultimate comfort food. It is very nourishing. It is very filling, at least in my point of view. Maybe my husband would think soup isn't filling, but I definitely think otherwise. And I'm filled with gratitude for the simple and nourishing meal of as simple as a bowl of soup, maybe with a slice of bread or a side salad. It is amazing how something as humbling as a bowl of soup can bring so much joy and comfort to our lives. I am very grateful for the way soup can transfer me back in time to memories of my childhood when my mom would make homemade chicken noodle soup when we were feeling under the weather. Thank you so much, my friends, for being here and coming along on my year of gratitude journaling. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it inspired you in some way. Thanks for watching.